Strings definitely play a part in achieving my unique sound. I like to say the bass acts as another lead instrument, so I want my strings to really bring out the brightness and the grit, and I think the D'Addario strings do just that.
Hey, I'm John Bohlinger with Premier Guitar. We are in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm with Carmen Vandenberg of Bones, UK. Carmen, thanks so much for having us over.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, I've seen you with this guitar a lot. That Telecaster, can you tell me a little bit about it?
It is my baby. It flies with me everywhere. I even got an air tag for it now, so when I fly, I know where it is at all times.
Good idea, yeah.
It's a 63 Tele, and I got it when I was, I don't know, like 20 years old. No Tom's Guitars on Denmark Street, which is a vintage guitar store. But when the owners told me that there was a guitar that I would really like, I couldn't really afford it, so I would go every day to the store and play it so no one else could play it. And then when I had to leave, I'd be calling the store, just like, did anybody buy it? And then a friend of mine, Ian Siegel, who's one of my mentors, amazing blues singer, lent me the money, and because of that, a week later I got one of my first session gigs and was able to pay him back within a week. So yeah, but it's been my baby forever.
God, that's great. So it's 63. So has there been many changes to it?
Yeah, it's had a few changes. So you can't call it an authentic 63, but the body, the neck, are all original.
Yeah. Yeah. God, that's great. Okay. Do you know what pickups are in it, or?
No, whatever was here.
Yeah.
They're old.
That's
all I know.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
They're amazing. I mean, I mainly, with Bones, mainly use it here. It's beautiful when it's warm, but for Bones, I use it less there.
Sure, a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it cuts through. That's why you just, you don't want to kill people's ears with teles.
Sure.
So you have to figure the rest of it out with the amps and the pedals.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so that's your number one, and then over here you have this Duesenberg. What is the story on this?
Duesenberg's an amazing company. They've supported me for a while now. I recently got this one in Germany. We were supporting Queens of the Stone Age, and my gear didn't arrive. And so I was panicking because, my guitars hadn't arrived in time. So Duesenberg came because the show was in Hamburg, so they drove and brought me 4 guitars just in case mine didn't arrive in time. And then I saw that one and I was like, can I please keep it? It's a Julia. The model is a Julia, and I have one, which is like blue. But then they showed me this one, and I was like, she's a stunner.
Oh, yeah. God, these crazy pickups are like kind of triangular with a square top. Yeah, it's really interesting.
They're amazing. And for me, these are the best.
Yeah.
The accuracy is like, you can only get it with, in my opinion, with Duesenbergs and Strats, like Jeff used to. Sure. The accuracy of tone that you can get.
Sure. Is it a big adjustment jumping between the two as far as like playability? Do you have to? The Duesenbergs I've played before, it seems like you have to work a little harder.
I mean, this one's volume is insane, but I've been playing a Julia for so long.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on the song.
Sure.
And what it needs. Like even with Mars here with Bones, it's just like if the song needs. This is a semi-hollow, so if it needs a rounder, more in-depth kind of sound, I'll go to that one. But I know the neck.
Yeah.
So it's easier to jump from this to this than it would be to jump from this to like a Gibson, which I love as well.
Yeah.
And I have a few of those. they were kind enough to give me an SG recently with a really nice thin neck. But you know how like bendings when you jump from a Fender to a Gibson, it takes a while to like not go sharp or not go flat. You know what I mean? Because like the pressure is different.
Right.
With these two are quite similar, so I don't.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because on some guitars you really have to like recalibrate.
Yeah, you just have to rethink. You know, it's like some guitars are easier to bend, so you know, this one isn't. So I'll go sharp on a. If I play a PRS, I'm way too sharp because they're so easy to play.
Yeah, right. They're too easy. Yeah.
They're great. I use those a lot in studio, but yeah.
Okay, great.
It's always about the song.
Yeah, absolutely. And what strings are you running?
Ernie Ball, 1046.
Perfect.
Always.
Standard of the industry.
Yeah.
And you generally run 2 amplifiers?
Yes.
What are these?
These two are my signature amps with Blackstar.
Oh.
So they're called CV30. They came out just before I turned 30, but the 30 is because of the wattage. But, so I spent a couple of years with Blackstar building these, and I think I was probably one of the first women to have a signature amp.
Oh God, congratulations.
And,
that's great.
So, but I have them set in a way that the tone is completely different. So one covers more the top end, Pierce, and the other one's more lower end. So individually, they might not sound the best. I mean, if I only had one amp, I'd have it set differently. When I play them together, they cover all the frequencies so that nothing's ever too annoying or too piercing or too low.
Yeah. No, I love that. It's almost like that Keith Richards saying, one's a little dirtier, one's a little cleaner.
Exactly. Yeah, one has a crunch. And, on this tour, I use both of these with Bones. With Morrissey or other things, I'll swap out one for a Fender Twin or a Supro. But for this band, like, I love the setup that this gives me, because basically with the Bones gig, I need a lot of pedals, and these amps were created.
You're covering a lot of ground on this gig.
Yeah, and these amps were basically designed to support a lot of octaves and weird shit.
Yeah, okay, which is a perfect segue into this, the octaves and weird shit, your pedal board.
I've been using the NYXL strings for, I think, about 10 years. I couldn't break them, I couldn't throw them out of tune, and I take my guitar out of the case and I don't even have to tune it. And I use them happily to this day. No matter what I do, those strings are always there for me.
There, you just put this one together. You've got a ton of pedal boards.
Yeah.
And this is the mothership is in the UK, right? The big.
Well, I don't know where it is right now. It's probably in some truck traveling from one. I just finished a tour, so. But this is my main one. I just, when you have to like swap things out to put it in one pedal board from one gig to another.
Right.
This is everything that I need for the Bones one, and I'm gonna have to add new things because the new record's coming out. So when we start playing those songs, I need to figure that out yet. But most of it is, it's what I've used. It's all my favorite tones, and there's a lot of things that you can do with it.
Take me through it from start to finish. You run a cable
into my wah first.
Okay, and the Crybaby. All right.
The Crybaby. I use the wah for a lot of effects or as a classic wah, but one of my favorite things is combining this with, if you put it with the Octavia and the Micropog and some delay, it cuts out certain frequencies and really weird shit comes out.
Oh, so let's hear that madness.
Well, also it's one of those madnesses that you can sometimes control and sometimes not.
That's the best kind.
So if you do that. But then you take that one out. Let's take the delay out. So, you know what I mean? But each time it's going to be something different.
Yeah, I love the kind of uncontrollable elements.
Yeah.
It takes you places you'd never go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. Okay, so from there into your tuner, obviously, got to have that. Then, is it the OCD?
So the OCD has recently replaced the Archer, because the Archer is somewhere else right now.
Yeah.
Which was one that Jeff gave me back at the time. But I'm using...
Oh, that's right, Jeff Beck. That had to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know the Archer is like the smaller version of the Klon.
Yes.
I love that one, but I used it so much. It's in repair.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you stomp on them.
You know what? You know, the OCD, I'm really proud of that, because like I've been looking for one for so many years, and you know, online it's like they're at 400, 500, 600.
Oh, it's crazy.
They're insane. And I just moved to New York, and I was walking around New York, and I bumped into the store Remington or in New York, whatever. And I just saw it as I was walking back on the window screen, and I was like, "How much is it?" And it was only $250, and I was like, "I'm getting that before it fucking goes."
Yeah, right.
You can never find it at that price.
So, how do you like it? Is it
I love it. I love it.
It's a good substitute for the Archer.
Yeah. It's incredible. I mean,
Let's do it.
It's just anything that you want.
Yeah, it's great. Love it. Okay, from there, the Supro.
The Supro, funny enough, is it says it's a drive, but it can sound more like a fuzz. If you crank it up, it's got this like mean thing to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not.
Oh yeah, it sounds like everything's gonna just blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like, and I'm on like this pickup, and it's so deep.
Yeah.
So
no,
imagine.
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Like a telly bridge to get that sort of.
I found that, and it's been the main tone for a lot of the Bones tracks.
Oh, cool. Love it. And what is this next one?
Pigtronics. David Coltine makes these pedals.
Same family as Supro.
Same family as Supro, yes. And he's a genius. So you get very like Queens of the Stone Age, very.
Yeah.
But you can also like, this is without it having fuzz. Very kind of like Jack Whitey as well.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, so you can put it on and off. You can bring the drive. I have it set to a point where the drive is not too much, and I don't have it on the. I do click it every once in a while during the set.
Yeah.
So I can have it, but it's really easy if you've got an option of fuzzier and less fuzzy, that you don't have to go down and change the knobs.
Yeah, just one quick.
But if you want to do that plus that, you can't have it. You can't really have it on the extra fuzz, because normally I'll have this one on as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's huge. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Okay, and the next, the Pog, which we heard, fantastic, and that's usually in combination with other things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll normally have a higher octave, a bit lower than that. But then if you put all these things, you got to make. The reason why I have a reverb on my pedal board, and the reverb on the amps is like between 0 and 1, is because when you have all this shit, you need it to be reverbless.
Sure.
But then if I want it, I just add it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense. And next, the Supro Chorus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Let's
a
see
beautiful
that
chord.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cute. I broke one little bit of it.
It happens.
It's what happens when you wear Dr. Martens, and if
Yeah,
you miss,
and you just-
something will get broken.
Yeah, you're stomping with big boots. Things will. Things
The
will
next
break.
one, I only use when a venue has terrible grounding.
Yeah, not uncommon.
Yeah, so it's like if you're like near a railway station or the venue isn't great and everything's buzzing, and no matter how much ground lifting you do or whatever, the buzz is still there. I just put this on and look. So without it, there's still a bit. But this is tolerable for a front of house.
Sure.
But if it was more,
Oh yeah.
you put that on and you're safe.
Down to nothing.
But it sucks if you have to put that on. That's why the delay is after.
Oh right, so it doesn't choke
So
those
basically,
notes.
it chokes these guys,
Yeah.
but it won't choke my delay, because if you put that and your delays before it, it'll choke the delay.
Right. I think that's what modelers do wrong so often. They'll have a noise suppressor early on, like that will
Yeah.
just choke everything, and you're holding it out and it's gone.
Yeah, it'll choke it, and so that's why I keep it to shut up these guys,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to shut up my boost. I don't want it to shut up delay.
Yeah, that's a clever way to
And
do
normally I would have the chorus afterwards, but the reason why it's there is just for footwork.
it. Sure.
Because I rather press shit with my left foot.
Yeah.
So if I had my chorus all the way there, I have. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, and what's this odd one next to it?
it's Blackstar. It's a great boost. So look, there's just this. I don't know, and even just, and then you go. It's great for solos.
Oh, yeah,
you got
yeah.
anything going on.
So Blackstar, same company as your amp?
Yes, they do incredible pedals.
Oh.
I use a lot of them for Rosie's pedal boards as well. This boost is one of those boosts that doesn't fuck up the tone.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes they can like compress it or whatever.
Sure.
MXR does a good one as well. Like there are plenty, but this one is I found the best.
Great.
And I broke the last one, so they sent me a new one.
That's great. They stand by it. All right.
Yeah.
And next,
Dispatch Master. I'm using it as a reverb here, but it can also be used as a delay. And by the way, I use so many Earthquaker devices. It's just not on this rig. Well, they're on all my other rigs. But it's just a very beautiful. But you can also put it to a point where it becomes.
yeah,
So
beautiful.
you can use it. The only thing I'll sometimes move it, but when it comes to a delay, I need a tap tempo.
Yes. And that's where the MXR carbon copy comes in.
Yeah. So this is my favorite, and my other favorite is the Line 6, which I have on my other board.
The big green
The
one.
big green one is my favorite because you can have 3 different settings on it. So
Right.
on that one, which is not, I have one which is like a dotted delay. So when I'm doing the Morrissey, there's a song called Irish Blood, English Heart, where I need it to be like, it's like a triplet thing. And so I have it set, and there's like a really long delay and a slapback, and then there's a tap tempo button.
Yeah.
So that for this gig, I have it set, so it's like. That's our version of I'm Afraid of Americans. Look, it's buzzing
sure.
too much, so I just put this guy.
Wow.
But it doesn't cut the delay off.
That's
So
great.
and then on the choruses, I need it twice the times. Anyway.
Yeah, that's great.
Then, because I need quarter notes on the verse and then eighth notes on the chorus.
So you just stomp as you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So you just do it by how you're tapping it. You're not doing it by you're not changing the setting. You just do it how you tap. You'll tap for eighths or quarters.
And there's a couple of songs where I'll bring the mix and the delay down a little bit, but it depends on the set list. But I'll start with this because I know that song's pretty up in the set list.
Yeah.
And then if I need to change it, I know how they work. So.
Yeah.
Just you want to keep your movement of going down to the pedal board as minimal as possible during a set. Sure. Unless you do it really cool. Like.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. And then the last one is, I guess there's two more, but the bell,
Belle Epoque.
Yeah.
It's a tape echo, which in the studio I've used in many different ways, and it has many different. It's an incredible tape echo delay, but I use it for one particular song called "Beautiful Is Boring," where I use it as an effect, and this is where I do go down, where I go.
Yeah,
And do
that's when you're really unleashing hell right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a pedal for an intro of a song.
Yeah, it's great.
But then in the studio I use it for many other things.
Oh, that's great. And then finally, the AB box just
sends me.
directs it to the two amps.
Yeah, and I've got that one. I normally use a radial one, but
yeah,
I just moved as well, so I lost a lot of things. I don't know where they are.
Sure. Did you say you now moved to New York?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Can we hear a little bit of this one as well? I want to hear some of those crazy noises on that Duesenberg.
Juicy. Those guys are great.
Yeah, that is such a pretty guitar.
It's pretty. And this one has a higher volume, by the way. I don't know what kind of shit I could play on this one. I don't know. It's just beautiful. You know, like. So it's got that subtlety, except that blurb at the end. But.
Oh no, it's great, and it's such a cool juxtaposition to your Telecaster. Whole different voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. What was a... I'm doing the wrong pickup. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's fun.
Yeah. So Bones is out hitting a tour right now. Mm-hmm. That's great. Really fun.
Yeah.
Are you this is tour primarily in the U.S. this time?
Yes. For now, it's in the U.S. It's going to change as soon as the record comes out because there'll be more touring. But right now, our friends Bush are taking us out.
Oh, great.
I can't wait to meet Jerry as well, who was on the tour. But yeah, it's we're doing this because we haven't toured for a while.
Yeah.
We've done like one-offs, but we're really excited. We're rehearsing right now, right here.
Okay, perfect.
We're excited.
Well, I'm so glad we got to meet, and thank you for taking us through your rig.
Yeah, and it's only gonna keep on changing. So
Well, then we'll circle back in 2 years and see where it's going from there.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Till next time.
I'm going on 5 years with D'Addario. I've just enjoyed their values. They support artists and people who value art and creativity, and I think that aligns with what I want for my guitar journey.